Hello everybody, today I want to do the level 70 side story quest Take with a Tonze of Salt. We are in Mor Dhona at Revenant's Toll, X 22.0 Y 8.7, and we have to talk to Bloezoeng. To make sure that you can do this quest, you should have completed the main scenario quest of Stormblood, the Phase of War. Bloezoeng has been waiting for you to return to Revenant's Toll. We accept. A moment of your time, sweet? A merchant who brought me a goodly shipment of salt, Eckhart, left a message on the off chance you were passing through the toll. The salt he trades is in Albanian, you see. Quality stuff from the lochs, worth every gill, let me tell you. I'm told that the little operation they've got going there is doing quite well indeed, and that you played a major part in making it possible. Goes without saying that the returned refugees have benefited greatly from the arrangement. Not just them, though, seems that there are newfound opportunities to be had for those still in Uldar too. By the opinion, in my rambling I forgot why I called you over. The message from Eckhart. Apologies. He asked that you come and see him in Stone's Throw, should you have the time to spare. We accept the quest. And we have to speak with Eckhart in Central Tunnel. Well, I'll be... You came, sweet Revenge, the savior of the Saltery. It is a tremendous honor, miss, and that is no exaggeration. I don't know if you realize, but you were instrumental in bringing stability and prosperity to so many lives. It may be a joint enterprise carried under the auspices of the Sultana and Lord Lorito, but we all know who got them in the same room. And besides, even if I wanted to thank them directly, there's not a snowball's chance in the seventh hell I'd ever be able to. But I'm not the only one grateful for your intervention. You see, all the salt exported from the lochs is brought here first and afterwards shipped to every corner of Eorzea. It's a massive new industry that requires a considerable amount of labor. Take a look around and you'll see how much the lives of the refugees here have changed as a result. Steady work means steady pay for folks who had few options before. They in turn can spend their newfound wealth and goods and services provided by their fellow refugees. Everyone profits when Gil moves through the local community like this. No one needs to hoard resources because they know more's on the way. You can see a real difference here in Stone's Throw and outside the walls, and in Pearl Lane too. Don't believe me? Go and see for yourself. I'll admit there was a time when I'd have sooner spat in the guardsman's eye than take Lolorito's gill, but times are changing and we've got to change with them. I finally saved up enough to open my own stall, so I want to make sure I have a solid plan before I do. My friend here's been kind enough to offer me some guidance. Just you wait, I'll have shops all throughout Eorzea one day. Only Tal can say what tomorrow holds, but today I've got a coin in my pocket and a song on my lips. And a bleeding heavy crate in my arms. Bugger me. Been a long time, soldier. I remember when you came here once upon a time, back when Telechi Adelechi was trying to play us all for fools. The more things change, the more they stay the same. Just the other day, an East Aldenard man came round and offered me a job. Not as a salt porter, so as a guard for a bloody bank. The self-same bank holding Telechi's fortune that Lolorito so generously gifted to the House of Ul following the bastard's death. A gesture of reconciliation to smooth over the tensions between the royalists and monetarists. As if the two were ever truly to odds. The Sultanate is content to let Lolorito manage the estate so long as they get their cut. Bah, it's smoke and mirrors, don't you see? Perfume chantry carving up the corpse of a fool who couldn't play the great game, all the while the rest of us trudge on, fighting over scraps from the master's table. And the moneylenders, the banks, they are part of the same rotten system, chewing up their poor and helpless with convoluted contracts full of traps. Every man on this street can tell you a story about a friend saddled with debt, forced to work day and night until they fell ill and died. This city eats people, soldier, chews them up and spits them right out. So I told that bankman to piss off. Bloody fool. What in the seven hells was he thinking, coming down here and offering me a job, as if I don't know a poisoned chalice when I see one? Would that everyone were so perceptive. Eh? We met before. Something about seems familiar. That be Lord Lolorito of the Syndicate. Huh? Well, aren't we a long way from home? I will not deny that you have cause to distrust our offer of employment. Under Telechi Adelechi's management, the bank was less than charitable in its treatment of its staff. Contrary to his public support of the refugee cause, he aggressively pursued cost-cutting measures which led to unconscionably long shifts and drastically reduced wages. Consequently, quality of service was much reduced, as was the reputation of his business. He was a short-sighted imbecile, but I am not. Neither the Sultana nor I would his policies perpetuated and intend to offer rather more equitable terms, increased compensation, periods of rest, and so forth. You will forgive me if I don't blindly trust a man they say spews skill from his backside 3 times a day. And even if your everyday word is true, I am not about to believe you offering all that out of the kindness of your heart. Hey, no, certainly not. Nor would I expect a man such as you, one who thinks 5 steps ahead out of necessity, to think otherwise. Simply put, I need you and your people to trust me. This is far bigger than the bank or the soldiery or any single endeavor. Nay, it is about every single venture associated with the Mirage Trust, which your people rightfully regard with caution. If they are to grow and prosper, it will only be with the support of our Alamegan residents. You are a leader in your community, Landebert. A man who commands respect and loyalty when he speaks. If you vote for us, then others will listen. I trust that answers your question as to why I would descend from my golden chamber pot to come and see you in person. More or less You want me to take your gill so others will too. That was then and this is now, So saith the chairman himself. But it ain't that simple, is it? You can't promise folks the stars and expect them to take you at their word. I want it in writing, for me and mine both. Contracts legal and binding. And we want a seat at the table. Representation for our collective interests. Alamegans united in common cause, bargaining as one. Interesting. In principle, I have no objection. You shall be joining us at the bank then? I reckon he thinks he's got his hooks in me. Well, we'll see about that. Even if he gives us everything we demand, I know he'll try to undermine and divide us. Wouldn't be surprised if he succeeded, too, but at least we'll have a fighting chance. We'll play his game for now. work our way into positions of power and necessity, so when the time comes to remind him who needs who, we'll be ready to extract some real concessions. Just you wait. Quest complete. Thank you for watching. I will see you in the next episode. Bye bye.